Close enough. Right, we'll try that again. I'm just going to load my own apparent stream to see if it's actually working. So I'm here for about half an hour. If you can't hear me, I'll just type in chat. So is that loud enough? Is that coming through clear enough? I'll hang around for about half an hour. Brilliant. That's good. All right, there we go. Have you got any questions? Anything about any projects or how I'm doing things? This is just one from Lidl. And this is one from the weekend. Kitchen's going well. Our poor kitchen fitter has had every problem that he could possibly hit. He's no wall is square to each next wall. So one of our walls from the corner where you put 1,000 corner unit plus 150 unit to 600 units. By the time you get to that end, it's out by 180 mil or near enough 7 inches. So we've had to build a stud wall to cover one wall to bring everything square. So you'll see that in the next video. Now this computer's got no photos on it, so I can't even show you. Possibly tomorrow for the video. I left the house at 6:45 this morning, got back at just after 5, and then I had to wire the oven in quick because I wanted to use that one tonight. So I didn't really stop until gone 7. Plus I'm on a house rewire, so it's pretty hard work, and I've got a 7 o'clock start tomorrow, and then onwards the rewire at about 8:30. So I'm shattered. Plus I think I'm coming down with a cold, so that's why I'm drinking the beer. Drown it out, I think. The knockoff Ryobi batteries, one is true to spec, and you get about 4 amp hour out of it, about 70 odd watts. The other one's about 2.5, so I guess you get what you pay for. But I've got plenty of these. Where are we? Which camera are you using? It's a bit too bright for that. Don't know if it'll focus. Won't focus on that. Right, okay. Lots of Samsung 20Q cells. So they're about 8 years old by the date code, but they are. I'll have to sort out some lighting in here. But they're about 1900 milliamps, but high drain. So I've got loads of them, so I can always replace them if I need to. They're around here somewhere. was. Maybe we might have to put a filter on this light to get any focus on print. We'll try another cell. I'm looking at two screens here just to see. You can't read any of that, can you? Oh, just about. We'll have to get a better camera or a lens on that. We'll play about with it sooner or later. I haven't had any big Ryobi batteries fail, you know, these this time. But when I had, I bought some Tech 4 stuff, like that meter, ages ago on eBay. It seems as if it died out completely, but the first battery that I bought came Duff, so I was told to contact Ryobi direct, which was TTI Industries, and they just said peel the label off the battery, post the label to them, and they sent another one out. So can't complain. And that was years ago. I mean, I'll be honest, I've lost the charger for the Tech 4 stuff, but I haven't actually charged my multimeter since I took it out of the box, charged the battery up and stuck it in. So it's still going. I guess I'll have to like force charge it if it does go flat, but it's done 1400 cells plus some other bits, and it's been in my toolbox for years. But looking at some of the Ryobi batteries, they're actually now made in Germany, so it should be a little bit easier. Raising plate exchange form. Yeah, is that what they called it? I guess. Ah, fair enough. Mm-hmm. Mm. So I'm just trying to read back, make sure I haven't missed anything. I actually printed off a couple of holders for the Ryobi batteries on the little cheap 3D printer, so I haven't done anything with them yet. It doesn't actually fit the old style, which I've just found, but I don't think I've got a new one down here. No, I haven't got a new one down here. I have got that one, but I haven't. I have printed out a shadow one, but I can't see where it went. Actually, no, we're not doing all the takeaways at the moment. I had got a small fridge freezer, and on top of that we got a microwave. On top of that, I've got a Audi special buy shallow oven, so you can grill and you can cook things from the bottom. So it's got grill, bottom top oven settings or dual, and it runs at 1200 watts. And I actually did a what do you call it? I've done a corned beef hash in that, and it actually came out quite well in a little ceramic tray. I was quite surprised. So yeah, we've been eating quite well for what we've got, and then on top of that is kettle and my toaster. So I eat a lot of toast anyway. Just had my takeaway. What tonight? What did you have tonight? We just had a big oven pizza and garlic bread. it's just too tired to cook too much at this moment. No, didn't catch any thief that broke into my van. It's happened twice to me. Once they smashed the back window, but that was an opportunist. We know who he was, and the glass that was swept up was actually dumped on his front lawn. So he knows that we know who did it. And the second one, the van was completely unlocked in the morning. Being a Volkswagen Caddy, there is no known way to break into it without causing damage. So it's kind of like, what can I do? But I have figured out that if I unlock again, it can sometimes unlock itself. So whether it's an electrical fault that caused it to open and someone has taken advantage of that, trying the handles as they go down the road, it's just there's nothing you can do against that sort of thing. But it's an epidemic in this country. There is a video on there of a burnt out van near my parents in the alleyway. It was stolen from a plumber. They gutted it and set it on fire. So I think my MVQ in electrical went up to 3. MVQ level 3 is the equivalent of an A level. Not 100%, but I've gone on from that and taken, obviously, this. I trained on the 16th edition wiring regulations, and by the time I'd finished, I was out of date. It was the 17th, and now we're going from 17th to 18th edition. So, yeah, and I've done the inspection and testing, and I was looking at doing the design, but it's paperwork, isn't it? Yeah, camping at home. Yeah, I don't mind camping. We do a lot of reenactment events, so we're away at least once or twice a month at an event around the country. Camping, yeah, it's cheap and free. So all you have to do is have the kit. Once you've got the kit, you can just turn up and put on a show for people. Kebabs are too easy after work. Yeah, we've got, as I'm sitting here, if I go up the road and left, up a hill, I've got a fish and chip shop. If I go down the road and left, I've got a Chinese. And if I go further down the road and left, I've got another chip shop. So, yeah, it's all too easy. It can be quite expensive, though. I couldn't afford to live on kebabs or not fast food, but takeaways every night. We also use cameras for house of the event. Arlo. I will write that down and have a look. However, you haven't seen this yet, but it's quite a state in here already. Arlo. Arlo. Yeah, my boss has just fitted a pair of cameras on the corners of his house so he can catch both sides of the van and one in the back garden. I think quite secure here, really. There's a big metal gate at the bottom of my house in the alleyway, so we haven't even got a back fence at the moment. Not since we moved in about 4 years ago. I'm still engaged in the Powerwall business. I've started to do 60 cell packs now. I think 60 cells is quite convenient. It's not too heavy. We can get 60 cells and 120 amp hour. I'll be quite happy. I've actually figured out I've got enough for 9 kilowatt hours now because I had I won't say an accident. Some got damp, so I binned them. I've gone for 60 cells. I culled the bottom lower capacity cells, the cheapy Chinese ones, and put them aside for my temporary Powerwall to bolster that. And I also took aside the higher quality cells, anything above 2500 milliamp hour. They're going to go in some sort of, I don't know, e-bike pack when I get round to it. So it left me with 9 kilowatts worth of cells. I stuck them in this. So I am making progress, and there'll be some solar power type videos soon, I guess. But it's certainly coming together now. I just can't afford more solar panels, and I just can't afford a big inverter. So we'll see what happens in the next year. Wireless with motion sensor. Okay, that sounds good. I'll certainly have a look when I'm done here. Oh, 15 minutes in, so 15 minutes left. First house. Yeah, well, the solar panels on the shed idea actually came about because renting this place first, and we moved in April about 4 years ago, so 4.5 years ish. And obviously didn't want to put solar panels on the house. Landlords in the UK are pretty brutal, and I've heard lots of horror stories of people being chucked out after a short amount of time. I didn't really want to mess about and put solar panels on the roof, so I built a shed. And on the shed, I think I put just the 4 80-watt panels to start off with. I think I've rejigged them since then. I turned them 90 degrees and put a new frame up. And I put 2 80-watt panels on the other shed. But I'm looking to invest in some 250-watt plus solar panels, hopefully, very soon. Yeah, I've seen the GridTie inverters with limiters, but I've been told that they can affect the operation of RCDs, but I haven't had time to buy one nor test the if it does affect the RCD. But 1,000 watt with GridTie would be good, because I could tie my batteries to the GridTie and have it on at certain times of the day, I guess. Yeah, it'd be a good idea. I haven't got a garden. Suppose you could put one on the inside of a window. I've seen a couple of videos where people have like a small 12-volt pack, and they've had a couple of 100-watt panels on the inside of a large glazed window, which they put up when the sun's out. As it came in the house. Don't know. Put a 100-watt flexible panel on your car roof and put a small pack in the boot, I guess. So you're running three. You're running three. Hang on. You're running 3 GridTie inverters with 20 kilowatt hours of 18650s. Yeah, that's quite some feat. I mean, I figured out I'm still going to keep it at 24 volts because I don't think I can handle running 48 volts because my panels aren't set up for that. So run 24 volts, 9. Let's have a think. 7, 14, 21 of these works out just over 9.3 kilowatts. I haven't got a huge amount of high quality cells. Most of my cells are between 2,000, 2,400 milliamps, I guess, milliamp hours. And I've got about 200 around 2.9, but I can't bear to join super high capacity cells with sort of mediocre middle range cells. But yeah, no, it's something to look into. Another way would be to if you can't run solar panels, is maybe economy 7. Charge your batteries up at night and run an inverter during the day. I'm bleeping. Yeah, 20 minutes in. 7 of you. All right. It's not too bad. What I might do is do this, schedule this and do this like Oh, it's Monday. Oh, it's Monday. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Might do this every Monday, see what everyone thinks. I might do it different times of the day to see if we can catch different people from around the world. I doubt anyone's going to stay up to watch me. I mean, come on. But this is probably the longest preview of the man cave that you've seen up until now. That didn't last nearly as long as I thought it would, but it was half gone. It was half gone by the time I started the stream, so. And that's warm. Mm-hmm. Oh, and then the 6. Oh, wow. Never mind. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's not common voltage, is it? It's 58 volts. It's more like e-bike territory, but I doubt you'll get anything above 5-10 amp at 58 volts for an e-bike. Yeah. If you've got a garden, definitely put up a shed that can incorporate your panels. I mean, what are they? They are a meter by 1.5. Are they? I think they are standard. Or are they a bit taller than that? I know they're about a meter wide. So if you had a 4 meter wide shed, you can fit at least 1,000 watts on there. Twice what I have. Yeah, see. Best e-bike charge was 10 amps. Yeah, see. I say I'd be the sort of person to buy 2 of them and see if they would run together. But don't pop. But if you're after 80 amp, no, I haven't got any suggestions. You'd have to find someone smart to build one. Nah. It's not even something that I'd run across because I'm just looking at 24 volt stuff. Yeah, anything above 50 volts DC it seems a little bit scary with me, but I do play with. I only play with 240 volts and 415. I don't play about it and think DC is still scary to me. That's a bit of wire. Yeah, solar panels are still quite expensive. If you want the high quality ones, there is lots of people have been recommending to me Bimble Solar because they have they take the solar panels from solar farms, and let's just say that a site has so many solar panels, and they're all 250 watt peak solar panels. And then 300 say them panels paid for themselves. What happens is the company invests in 315 watt peak solar panels, and then what they'll do is they'll buy a load in and then replace the 250 watt peak solar panels with the 315s, and then they are now surplus. And I think that's how Bimble Solar gets their panels and sells. I think last time I looked, 250 watt peak solar panels for 100 sheets or £100 a piece. Depending on how you pay for it, depends on how much you get off of the £100, I think. But if you collect them yourself from various sites, it's by far the cheapest option. But last time I looked, I can only think of Brighton as being a place to pick them up from. So there must be maybe a solar farm down that way. And I guess when 350-watt solar panels become cost effective and they've paid the 315s have paid for themselves, so then I guess they'll upgrade again. So it might be worth waiting. Yeah, looking at the site as well. Yeah, 110 volts DC. That actually might be a good way to go, because they're quite inexpensive. Yeah. There was somebody that didn't have enough inverter to run their 3 kilowatt immersion heater in the UK, so they were plugging in a site transformer, and instead of running a 3 kilowatt element, they were dropping it down, and it wasn't quite linear, the output, but it was about a kilowatt they were putting into their immersion tank through their inverter, but obviously it wasn't powerful enough to run a 3 kilowatt resistive load. I've only got an EPEVA thing. I can't. The instructions are in the other shed, so. But it might be one way of doing it, but I don't know. No. Yeah, probably won't be able to deal with the influx. I might be able to get some more laptop batteries tomorrow. I got a job, second job, at a laptop repair company local to me, and whenever I drop in, I ask nicely, but they're becoming quite strict recently, so depends who's in, depends whether you get the batteries or not. 27 minutes. I suppose I could stretch to 35 minutes if there's enough interest. I've taken my earphone out now because I can't stand my own voice and the being played back. Also run out of these. What I might do is tidy this place up for next week and do if I can find my USB extension lead for the webcam, I might actually do a little tour around the man cave undercroft. Yeah, I think I'll have a tidy up. 1 minute left on the stream. Not sure if I'm not really a beer person. I drink it if it's there. I sometimes buy it, but it's not my favorite beer. I know I've been really lazy. I got the majority of the construction came to about 50 gigabytes worth of footage, and it's half edited, half not. And that's because my computer keeps throwing a wobbly. I can only load so much footage into it at any one edit, and then it throws wobbly. It keeps crashing. So I've kind of lost. Yeah. I'll do it one day. And as soon as I've done that, it means I can actually do a tour. Quite fizzy. Yuck. So you say you just put an offer on your first, is that your first house? If that is your first house, what percentage was your deposit? Because we had to put down quite a bit because I'm self-employed and my other half did not have the credit rating. Having only 5%. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. Yeah. Up there is floor level. So yeah. So what I'll do is I'll come back next Monday and do another one. I'll try and figure out, because this is what YouTube's basic go live thing. I did find in the meantime, after I unplugged the sound, because it was actually working, it just was over there. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll try and figure out the other. Thought it was something like the bedroom. No, my bedroom's a horrible colour. It's like a terracotta peach type thing, Artex and badly done, and yeah, well, you only sleep in that room, so yeah. So what I'll do, I'll try and figure out the advanced features. I mean, I hate computers at the best of times, but got to figure this out, because I did promise a stream coming up to Christmas last year. So, and I never got around to it. So, all right, we'll give it a few more minutes. So, any last questions about projects or how things are going? Anything to do? I'll do my best to answer them. If not, put them in the comments, and I will sort something out for next Monday. Oh, tight now. Ooh, any ideas on charging batteries? Hang on, what batteries? Oh yeah. Do you have David, do you have power over who you can choose for your electricity bills? If you do, you might be able to change to economy 7 or economy 10, depending on what tariff you choose. Economy 7 comes on late at night and switches off early in the morning when electricity is cheap. So you might be able to use that cheap electricity to charge your batteries. Might be worth looking into, but they do charge a bit more for electricity during the day when you use it. If you're on about equipment, then I haven't got much clue. Electric bikes seem all the rage these days. Yes, of course I do. Yeah, I'd love to build an electric bike, but I got a bike, but I couldn't spend the money on the hub and the controller at the moment. At this moment in time. So yeah, you're on economy 7, just a charger. I need ideas. Oh, okay, right. Oh, and we got Adam as well. No, as you said, the 10 amp charger for the e-bike might be an idea to buy 2 and see if we can get 2 to run side by side without letting out blue smoke. If not, there must be some sort of charge control that can do above 58 volts, but it's not my area, because I'm looking at 24 volts all the time, so that keeps my eye. And anything that is not what I'm looking for is doesn't register. But if I see anything, I'll have a look. Lots of people seem to be using the Victron stuff for the higher voltage things. Victron, the blue ones. I did, Adam. I did buy a new printer, but and I got the 20% off on eBay, but they couldn't find my address on the computer. And by the time I'd sorted out an alternative address, they'd sold the one that was meant for me, and they offered me one from China in. Well, they offered me a later delivery date, but they wanted to charge me for delivery and everything else, so it would have wiped out the discount on eBay. So I got a refund, and I'm now just waiting for them to do that 20% off discount thing. So it'll probably happen when Amazon does something. So no, not yet. I'm still running on my little one. Actually, I don't know if my lead will reach or how wobbly this is going to be. I'm still running on that. But I've actually almost run out of filament. I have got another roll, but it's not around. And I've got 2 rolls of ABS. I keep trying to use it, but I'm not proficient enough to print ABS. I built the case so that I could I built the case so I could actually print ABS, but it's still, I don't think it's hot enough on the plate. It only heats to 80 degrees, and I print a couple of things, it cracks, it breaks, and then I go back to the for a bit. So it's what happens. So I'll get it one day. I will. I won't give up on it just yet. I can't read the comments because the lead's in the way. So, I've seen the printed wind turbines, but I'd be printing it in 6-inch lumps, and it's I had enough trouble trying to cut a simple mold in half. I don't think I got it here. Oh yeah, here we go. I printed. I actually went on the free online one and designed a bullet, because the idea was, if I print enough of these and paint these up, I can sell them cheaper than they can sell the brass ones for displays, because I do the reenactments. And I've actually lost where I was going with this. Now it's gone. Never mind. It's in the comments somewhere. Where was I? Yeah, so I started printing these instead to use up my little bits of filament. See, I got some more purple left here, which is all knotted. So when I print this, I actually have to babysit it. Tangles. Yeah, so I've got lots of little bits left. I've been printing all sorts, Ryobi battery holders and cell holders, just practicing getting it right. And then I'll go to try it on the ABS. But my little bits, I use these little bullets for display. Also, I don't think I'd be able to. Wind turbine won't work where I am because I'm in a dip. I'm in the middle of the dip, and I've got houses going up either side, up and down. So it's kind of a. You wait till it snows. It's terrible here. Very expensive, Victron. There's a place near me that has all sorts of kit, but not in my price range. Silly money. I suppose you get what you pay for in the end. All right, we are 10 minutes over what I plan to do, so I'm going to clear off, and I'll be back hopefully next Monday with a better setup. Do you have a busy? Yes, very, very busy, and it hasn't stopped, which is good. But I'm on a house rewire at the moment. Started today, and the phone started ringing on Friday afternoon, So there's two of us doing a house with wire and responding to every other call that we've had between. So yes, getting through. Yeah, I'm tired, but I'm managing to carry on with my kitchen and all sorts of things. So it's best to keep busy. Right, that'll do. Right, I'll say goodbye, and I will come back next Monday. So yeah, if anyone's around, has some questions, wants to see my little projects. I know Adam hasn't seen this. Is that a bit bright? I'll see Adam's little packs. Well, I thought we might like to see this before I clear off. I've gone for 60 cell, well, just less than 60 cell packs. I'm adding them up to 120 amp hours, so that each pack has a few cells missing. But it's the right size, and they work out about 440 watts. I'm not convinced on the ends yet, but they may change over time. Actually, my first 7 are done, but nobody actually knows this. But I've gone for 2 sets of ring terminals with yeah. So I've got footage. I've got lots of things. I just haven't got the time to edit. That's why I decided to just go live to say, I am still alive. So what did Adam use? 20 cells at 2.5 amp hours? Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, it's good. And they're still running well? 50 amp hour pack, yeah. I think Adam should go live one night. Oh, I must have missed it. I'll have to look back. Yeah, maybe we should get a few people together and get and go live one every night of the week, sort of 7, 8 o'clock at night. As I say, none of my videos or anything scripted. I just do it, and if it's wrong, I redo it. So this is quite awkward. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I'll see if I'm around next week and maybe go live about 7, 8 o'clock, depending on what people say. So well, it's 20 to 9 now, so I'm shattered. I'm gonna go and have a bath, go to bed, I think. You came in pretty late, but I hung around for a bit longer just in case. All right, okay. I will see everybody next week, and I'll have some of my ongoing things to hand, so I can like show them off and that, or I might have my lead handy, so we can actually have a tour around this place. All right, I'll see you later. Bye for now. End stream. Are you sure you want to end the stream? Not yet.